What's up, guys? Aaron Heed, Disc Golf here, and today I want to talk about the mental game. This is a very overlooked part of the game, I think. Once you get into more of the advanced fields and the open fields, I definitely see more people that do take the mental game seriously, and I think it's a thing that helps a lot of people be able to progress as a golfer if they can understand and figure out the mental game. So, first thing I want to talk about is you have to stay present. By staying present, I mean you have to take everything one shot at a time. You've got to focus on the shot right in front of you, and you can't think about how well or how poorly you just started off your round on the last 3 holes when you're on the 5th hole. You've got to think about the shot that's in front of you. You can't think about the fact that you just eagled hole 3 and birdied 1 and 2. You're going to win the tournament if you keep playing like this, because that's not how that stuff works. An eagle, great, that's 2 strokes on the field, but you can double bogey and lose 2 strokes on the field anywhere, and then that ends up just being a par. So yeah, you gotta stay focused on the shot that's in front of you, which I feel like ultimately that can help you not be a hothead as well. You can't just get frustrated every time something doesn't go your way. Disc golf, as well as golf, is a game of good and bad. It's a game of getting great luck. It's a game of getting terrible luck. I mean, stuff happens. So you can't just get frustrated when you throw a bad shot or you hit a tree and roll OB. Sure, you can get a little bit flustered or like a little bit irritated, but you've got to learn how to just walk away. One thing I've learned from watching some Tiger Woods videos is he gives himself a 10-yard limit of when he can talk about a bad shot or a good shot. He gives himself 10 yards of space from where he took a shot to when he has to stop thinking or talking about it. So that's a thing I implemented in my game a little bit. It's kind of hard to follow or remember because it's just not something I've really ever thought about. But when I start thinking about it, it's something that really makes me focus on the shot that's in front of me. Is just I'll give myself basically a circle-sized distance to where I can walk before I have to stop thinking about the shot or stop talking about a shot. Now, it's easier said than done, but the more you work on that and the more you force yourself to think like that, the quicker it comes that you will implement that without even thinking about that into your game. So I think staying in the present, not thinking about bad shots, not thinking about your good shots, just play the shot that's in front of you is the biggest thing I have. Another thing I have is breathing exercises. You really want to look at breathing exercises and what's going to keep you mellowed out or more focused on the course. For me, it's a lot of the time putting or right before teeing off on a shot, that even if I'm like nervous or something, I'll just breathe in my nose for 4 seconds, breathe out my mouth for 4 seconds, and do that until I'm calm, collected, and I know I have 30 seconds up there on each of my shots, so I know I'll have the time to do that and line up my shot. And let's be real, even if you take 33 seconds or whatever, nobody's really timing that. Nobody's going to call you on that. If they call you on that, it's only a courtesy violation the first time, so just take your time. A lot of people just want to walk up there and they get flustered and then they like think they're taking too long, myself included in the past, and you just got to get up there and play your own game, take your own time. And that's another thing is I see a lot of people, they'll see the whole group throw like a forehand and then they have a backhand play and they will go from their backhand play that's been working in practice rounds and throw a forehand, go OB. So I've done this too. Letting your card sway you is not good. I mean, sometimes the rest of your card doing a certain play might mean, yeah, that's the smarter player, that's the better play, but that doesn't mean it's your play. So play your own game and don't let other people sway your game, even if you aren't even 100% sure that your play is the correct play. You should just play what you know has worked for you. So that's 3 things I got there. Another one, drink a lot of water. Water helps you focus, it keeps you hydrated, and It's important, especially when you're out playing a game that involves hours of just walking and then throwing a little bit. You gotta stay hydrated, especially if it's hot out. And then last thing I have, um, it's not exactly. I mean, it's definitely a mental part of the game, but it's also a technical part of the game. Is knowing your misses on the course. One thing I do is I keep a notebook with me almost all the time. I don't always use it, but sometimes I do, especially in my practice rounds for tournaments. I'll even make little caddy sheets and stuff for myself because I will write down notes on where I want my misses to be, OBs, all that kind of stuff. So if I'm going to miss, I have to make sure that I'm missing somewhere that's not going to completely penalize me and make sure I can still scramble to save a par or at least have a chance. So one thing I'll notice is like if I'm playing a fairway that's really tight, I'll want to make sure that if I'm going to hold a right side, I'm throwing a backhand shot so that the spin kicks me out from the woods, or if I'm going left way, uh, I want to keep on the outside on a forehand, so the spin will also kick me back out into the fairway uh, most of the time. So I think playing your misses and understanding uh, that part of the game is a big part that like pros tend to see a lot of pros understand, but not a lot of AMs. Just knowing your misses and knowing where to make mistakes if you're going to make them is a big part of the game. Also, mentally knowing those mistakes points and where your misses should be, but not just doing them because it's a thought that's in your head. Because that's one thing that took me a minute to understand was how to analyze a miss and not be so scared of missing that miss that I just go and miss instead of hitting my line anyways. So I think that's a lot of good things that people might overlook, but are really important parts of the game if you're trying to take it to the next level. And I think that's about all I have on the mental game that I can think of right now. And I'm sure this will eventually be a topic I talk about again. But for starters, I think that's a really solid point to start working on if you haven't really thought about the mental game before. Again, thanks for watching. And time for the disc of the day. We have got the Dynamic Discs Warrant. This is a disc I would recommend to almost anybody just because it is so understable in a good way. It's a 5.5 -2.0, which means it has 5 speed, 5 glide, -2 turn, 0 fade. So it's one of those discs you can throw on a nice hyzer, flip it up, and it'll just keep kind of holding to the right, or you can put it on a ton of hyzer and let it just flip up to flat and hold, and you can get really nice hyzer flips out of it. You can also do the same with forehand. It's got a little bit of torque resistance actually, and it feels really comfortable on a stack grip as well as a claw grip for me. So I think this is a great disc to learn how to throw turnovers with, learn how to maybe even throw shorter range rollers with. You don't have to put on a ton of anhyzer to get it to flip over to a roller. So yeah, I think all around this is a great disc for learning touch with anything above your putter speed. It might even help with touch with the putter speeds. And on top of that, I think it's a great disc to just learn more about understable flight and how wind can affect that, especially tailwinds. Learning the touch on your tailwinds and your speed to tailwinds with a disc this understable is going to help you a lot with having some success on being able to throw things far in a tailwind. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this disc to anybody. And again, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.